Welcome on this Saturday morning to some Counter-Strike. With EC's Robin, Smooyet, Zach, and Thomas fighting against the Outlaws. And there comes the first grenade in. Ships already taking down the 61 assistance from Nikki. That makes it all kind of possible. Shots coming in, gets himself down to 4 HP and no headshot as now Smooya finds the first onto Spellin. No chance to react. Bubble goes for as much as he can. Holds himself close to the door, waits for the teammates to rotate, but they're all standing at pretty much the same position. And there he comes out, tries to find the first, works out. Punisher gets another on Thomas, and he knows that Smooya is actually boosted up there. Tries to jump, but tries straight, and it works for another. He gets a third already. And this is the way you can start this all off, because at this point, you need to just get one frag, and one frag, and one frag, but it works. And the 4K that was on board here for Smooya upgrades directly to his AK. We hear a lot of chatting, and we already got a break. Yesterday has been a very, very long day. Yesterday showed us, well, what of those teams are made of. Already out of the tournament, though. Surprisingly, Envious Academy, who looked really promising with their lineup and with what they've done so far. And on the other hand, it's going to be KPI that have not made it possible. Endpoint need a tactical pause. Excuse me, a technical pause, as something does not go right with their gear, probably, or with the PC. I mean, we had one guy yesterday in the chat saying the entire time that there should be standardized LAN PCs, and I think that is not even a bad idea. Because usually that could, you know, bring your team, or at least you as an organizer say, okay, this team is approved by, you know, Valve or something. This PC is approved by the official distributor of the game. We can use it. It runs Counter-Strike fine. Let's buy it. You know, that would be actually, if you ever think about getting into business and you're good with PCs, create Valve PCs that are actually made for tournaments. I'm just saying. But at round number 1, we have already seen what Smooya is actually capable of, as, you know, finding 4 frags easily in the pistol. Might just deliver on to the next few. Actually, has not been that insanely great when we come down to the performance he has made in his last matches. But he usually plays the op anyway, so maybe this is now his high and a chance where he can show us what he can do. As, well, during the time he played at Mafit a few days ago as a stand-in, only positive ratings, and when we go to his LAN ratings in general, 1.27 this guy gets. And that's an insane rating. This just gives him the perfect kind of setup to now show us if he's actually made of what he's always promising. Take a look at that setup from Endpoint, as they certainly made it down dropper. No one realized that so far. Or does it just look like? No, it's just kind of a graphical bug, my fault here. But anyway, Ships getting down, and EC1S. He's there before anyone can even react. Same for Thomas, finding Bubble, and so only Punisher, as well as Spellin can react with the pistols they have at hand. The question is, should they really go for it? Yes, he does. At least get Robin, get that pistol in use perfectly, grabs himself also a Mach 10, and now it's time to evacuate. Get out of there. Spellin might try his luck, could grab Smooya off guard if he would like to. And tell me it's just not me, because Spellin, yeah, okay, this is not only me. Spellin actually stands right there on A long. Onto B long, excuse me. Yeah, there's a graphical bug. I was just for 1 second thinking that my brain doesn't work according to plan anymore. I mean, it's early, it's 10:30. Not a time you should be awake as a student on a Saturday, but casting for you, that is it. That is the only reason why I actually wake up. Isn't that sounding kind of lovely and romantic in every kind of way? Just waking up for you. basically. Well, kind of, but Outlaws. Anyway, down to 0 by now, getting themselves at least Punisher, who's safe with Spellin, into some good position, maybe finding something as close range as possible. Putting actually that Mac 10 up on the tree, which could be working, but on the other side of the map, we're seeing Robin getting taken down, Spellin with successful shots, but only putting them somewhere similar. 271, Spellin gets at least, but Punisher is not able to connect anything with the Mac 10 he has in hand. So Zach has to do it, gets that Molotov near to Stone. Rock is flamed. Bubble has no real opportunity to get some cover, but they might use this right. Now it's only down to Bubble, doesn't make it. Smooya finding free. And he cleans it up once more. One of the youngest players who are that successful in the UK, and he got 7.3k on the bank and has a 7.0 KDR. No, it's not. Well, 7 divided by 0 doesn't work, basically speaking, but let's agree he's up 7-0. That's something we can agree on. Takes aggressive approach, puts a smoke very close towards the drop region. He doesn't care. He gets down instantly, takes a little bit of a look around, sees one, and he finds Sneaky. He tries to go for another, but this time not successful. Maybe a little bit too overly aggressive, but the shots are not on. That is an Opper falling down, and Outlaws are now in a man-equalized situation. A Punisher who needs to do the rest. Sees one, shoots a little bit too early. Could have actually keeping his position hidden, but now he needs to think about twice what kind of approach he wants to do. Tries to go behind Rock, hits Zach a lot, but brings him only down to 15. Oh, Endpoint. I mean, we had it yesterday with KPI taking a 5-0 lead against the favorite Kingwin. The question is Outlaws the favorite in that? They had a comparatively easy enemy with taking down KPI, who are out of the tournament, by the way, as they didn't make it 2 overtimes we had yesterday evening. 2 overtimes, just for the sake of it. I mean, Outlaws has been successful in their own region for a good while. 2016, if I'm not totally wrong, they won the Southeast European Championship. 2017, they won the Southeast European Championship. Yeah, 2 times in a row. In the region, definitely undefeatable pretty much. Also winner of the CEVO main season Europe. Back then there was Xerk, the young Opper from the Outlaws, playing Thomas finds Punisher, and now Xerk, by the way, playing with ANG at the team NRG in the USA. He made a long way from Bulgaria to the USA, 17 years old, and now he's working there as a full-time Opper pretty much. Spellin though, nice shot onto Robin. Ships makes it work with the Deagle as well. Now the number of men on the board is now equal. If there wouldn't be Thomas as well as Smooya coming, and no chance for Nicky himself. This is a strong lead. In a map like Cobblestone, Outlaws used to play a little bit longer and a little bit more than, well, before they were disbanded. But right now, when we take a look, they can play Cobblestone. No doubt, they are able to do so. Played Cobble 20 times in the past 3 months and won 70% of that. That's just a very big number. And usually we would have to take a look what kind of teams they played against. But there comes Zach, wants to take aggression. Ships can make it possible. EC1S, he still sticks to that Mac 10. Pure disrespect. He could continuously buy up for anything more proper than this, but he doesn't care. He just sticks to that incredible little 1050 submachine gun and finds one frag after another. And not only that, this is advantageous for them, regarding that they don't have to invest much into guns. He also gets $600 per kill, and that boosts up your economy up in the sky. And once more, it's Outlaws running a wall. Smooya hunting, Smooya finding, and only a Spellin that is left alive. Fyodor Nikolov, he finds one, but ECONS gets him. The 19-year-old from Bulgaria can't do anything about it, and there's a break, and that is for a good reason. You better start talking about this, and you better start also giving Endpoint not more and more of speed. Let me take a look at the scoreboard. Oh, we nearly had it, but yeah, there you go. Smooya 10-1. EC's 10-2. Both of them just leading with the frags, insane amounts. I mean, especially when we have to talk about the UK team right here. 17-year-old Adam Eccles just comes in with a Mac 10 and shoots one after another down onto the B site. And for some reason, Outlaws cannot even react to it. It's kind of weird. I really expected more because the times I casted Outlaws, they're not a bad team at all. Actually, they're kind of aware of what they're doing. And when it comes down to playing as ex-Outlaws, and especially coming down to Cobblestone, they meet teams like Envious, and not Envious Academy, they meet teams like Envious, and they take Envious just down. Out of the qualifier of the European Minor, for example. Then we also have taken them down at the Binary Dragons guys, and so on and so on and so on. They're far away from a bad team when it comes down to the French map, but for some reason Endpoint, with the stand-ins, are just taking control. The entries are pretty much always happening on Endpoint. It seems like there's no time, and Outlaws has also no way to react for anything that is happening onto any of the sites. Especially B is favored so much by Endpoint, and they're focusing on it, and they're wrecking every single Outlaws players. Assess going to hunt Bubble. He stays a little bit hidden, can't do anything with the P250, and so it's going to be Punisher. A grenade on site could at least get Smooya, but that doesn't work. And one guy asked in the beginning if we can't see the players. There you go. But you see the players. Endpoint just looking very chill right now. There's not, I mean, they don't have to worry about anything, especially with the economy on Assess or Smooya, which are pretty much up to 14k plus. As it seems, there's something over 10k at least. And that just gives you a big buffer, especially when you're up 7-0. This could go so quick. Smooya pushes out once more. Yes, he does, and he finds ships. They're all just getting played out, and there's no time to react to this. Except there wouldn't be Nicky, as he finds already free. Goes for the fourth, not gonna work. Bubble is there for the assist, and it seems like this is going to be the first round that might work for Outlaws, and it does. All comes down to Nicky, finding all the players jumping down, and now it's a little bit of relief we see on their faces. And you know, it feels a little bit like Endpoint. If some of you are dog owners, they know when you just act like you're throwing the stick, so your dog can fetch, but actually you don't throw a stick, and your dog just looks like, wait, did he just throw something? Or didn't he throw something? I don't know. And then he looks around and is just confused. This is pretty much the guys from Outlaws right now, as they're being continuously played out, looking in the wrong directions, get the game in the fully wrong sense. And this is the reason why Endpoint are also up 7-0, which is now even a favorable position. You might find it confusing, but if Endpoint are taking down their opponent this round, they will reset Outlaws economically. And that would hurt. That would hurt really badly. Hunting Smooya. Works out. Ships. A little bit too aggressive though. Ball with the perfect spray through the smoke. So only Robin left. And 4 more to go for the 20-year-old Swede from Singularity, as he usually plays in more likely online cups with his roster. Actually, Singularity, one of the teams that has one of the biggest prodigies of Sweden, Saif, 16 years old. But getting back to our game though, Bubble will peek once, could actually get the information on Robin as he has only 30 seconds. Pressure is building up onto the terrorist, and that one single peek could either rip the head off of Bubble or make it possible. Now he runs away, and now the timing might be perfect. Robin gets one. Robin knows there's one to the left close, but Robin whiffs the shot, and there's no time to run away. It is actually not working out. 4 HP, and he survives. No, he does not. That would have been a shame if Nicky would not be able to do so. But so to say, Endpoint are not struggling. Not really, but they have to get back onto it. They have to slap this kind of streak, even if it's a tiny streak, out of the hands of Outlaws. Says, okay, you know, you played enough for now. We are basically the scene. I don't remember the movie from Tom Hanks anymore, but the one with I'm the captain now. So same Endpoint has to do. I mean, they're the captain now, but they have to be the captain again. You understand maybe what I'm trying to say? Actually, I haven't seen a good movie recently. I don't know if you recommend anything, but I gotta watch a good movie once in a while again. Anyway, getting back to it though. 60 seconds are left on the clock. And they want to make sure there's no one there on A-long, as they got the entry down to Spellin. And unfortunately, we cannot open the scoreboard, but I can imagine the economy of Outlaws is not looking that golden as they would like it to be. But it doesn't matter. They're pushing there onto the A side. They're getting themselves some control. Put a connector smoke up. That works. Fine. There we start off. There comes one. Oh, this is not looking good though. It was looking more brilliant from the start on, but they're getting control. Robin finds that. And so to say, it's only down to a bubble. AWP is not the perfect tool for a retake. The 2 low HP players. It doesn't matter where he hits his shot at this point in time, because Robin is coming in anyway. He takes him down, and so it will be 8-2. Take a look at that economy from the guys from Bulgaria real quick, because that might be so much down the drain. Take a look at it. Yeah, it's not brilliant, especially when we take a look. Spellin down to a pistol. 3 submachine guns we actually see. And if they even lose this round, Endpoint will be up by 9, and besides the 9 points advantage, it's also going to be the disadvantage of having no gun on board. It's the worst kind of feeling when you are just down so horrifically, and then you also have to just make some compromises when it comes down to the guns. I'm just trying to find something with the aggression. And by the way, if you're joining freshly to our stream here, the great thing about ESL Zest is not only that you're watching Counter-Strike, not only the Clash of Nations powered by Movistar, no. You're also learning Spanish. Don't believe me? We'll see. I'll show you in a second. But first of all, let's focus back onto the game. Just 50 seconds. Have now to be utilized wisely from the Endpoint site. Sack finds the first. Greek player gets one, but Punisher cannot use more than just a frag onto Thomas. Braun with the spray is fully on, and it's a Bubble as well as the ships who are trying their best to get anything done. Bubble seems to be really not on point this morning, while on the other side, Robin. Frag-wise, he's performing, no doubt. I mean, we saw EC's as well as Smooya leading the scoreboard a few rounds ago with 10-1 and 10-2, but Robin also wants a piece of that cake. So, for example, you imagine you have a Spanish friend. I did that yesterday already, but players always have that skin. So if you want to buy your Spanish from the AK Red line, you ask him, hey, can I have... Oh, God damn it. Okay, Spanish word for knife is cuchillo. That's something. So now you know knife, Spanish, cuchillo. Or cuchillo. Or cuchillo? I don't know. Unfortunately, the pronunciation is not on point. I would just like to learn a little bit more Spanish. I mean, round in Spanish is ronda. Spectator in Spanish is espectadores. But enough of the Spanish right now. Ex-Outlaws. Fully economically reset and trying to take anything that looks like a promisable push to at least make a gun happening. But no, Robin cleans it out. Another, and the eco once more favors him. KDR-wise. Smoother from up in the Princess Tower. Where's the big savior? Oh, I am. 16-4 he is. Robin 11-7. And Easy's up 13-5. 3 players carrying this game through right now. Next Outlaws just shrugging with their shoulders. Not 100% sure what is actually happening here. Robin keeps himself tight. It's a very interesting play because everything Team Endpoint do, it is looking like it is their playbook. They pretty much what we're seeing right now is Endpoint forcing their entire playstyle onto Outlaws, and they can't defend themselves. There is not Outlaws playing their stuff; they're adapting to their opponent, but in a weak way, and that just makes you then so vulnerable, as we see right now. Outlaws barely taking any aggression, which is a good thing on the one hand, but on the other, they're just so passive that they have too much respect from their opponent. It's now 60 seconds. Are decisive of the outcome of this round, as all 5 players of each side are still alive. But I think that focus has been set. No rotation coming in. Punisher should maybe make a move, but it seems like Nikki will do that first. They're taking a lot of time though. And if I interpret... Yep, that right. Easy's is going to lurk, and it works. Ships gets found by him, and suddenly one after another falls from Outlaws. Easy's cannot gain any more confidence there to find a frag, but on the other hand, it's only 39 HP in total that are alive for Outlaws, and no plant has to be made. They forgot. Oh, Endpoint. This was your round. You had the time, and Zack was just running like a chicken without a head onto the side. Like, oh wait, I gotta plant the bomb? Oh, right, I do. Oops. A free round for Outlaws. That should never happen to you. It doesn't matter if you're a mix, it doesn't matter if you're a consistent team. When you forget to plant the bomb, and you're in a favorable position, right? He had no pressure onto himself. He could have just went, okay, I plant the bomb, but welcome. I think if you are looking for classic memes about UKCS, you just find it right here. But there comes Nikki. Nate's finally working. Bulgarian basketball team has to arrive at least once in a while. But the man disadvantage, still they have won a round. Are not making it work. Shots coming through. Ships is very close. Gets the first spray onto Zack, who was probably not expecting that aggression would come in from the Bulgarians. But don't forget about that non-plant. This has to be your attitude, right? It's a little mistake. We're up 10-3. And the Fuego Infernal on Ships can be his magic tool to hold off that endpoint push, at least from 2 of the players, as the bomb is on Thomas. It could actually be smart from Ships to fake a rotation. Just make the fake stabs, act like you're actually not want to go there, but Robin just open it up to lurk, to fake, get a smoke out. Thomas nearly dying here. Could have actually gone way further into disadvantage if Ships would have hidden his shots accurately. And then there's one coming from the left, where's assisted from ECs. That took way too long. If your opponent can come that close while the bomb plant is there, you're just doing something wrong. But in the end, it's cleaning. And that will be EC's finishing it off. 11-3. We're probably advancing to a 12-3. And with that, Outlaws seem to be very close to be at least out of that matchup. Endpoint will advance, and then Outlaws will need to play against one of the teams to fight for an important spot in the third Swiss round to advance. Madrid is hot. It's Saturday. It's probably a beautiful day in Madrid. I would love to tell you. Unfortunately, I've never been to Madrid, but Smooya now has been. And Smooya now has also been in the head of Punisher, but he just shoots through the smoke. Spellin, full disrespect on the 18-year-old Owen Butterfield. And as nothing is happening, now it finally does. ECs gets the first. Spellin makes it possible. There comes Robin is just so good in the last few rounds. They're cleaning it up, 12-3. And that is what we expected, the strong lead. And now Endpoint are even playing on a side they're so much better on. Against Panthers, they were actually not able to gain more than 6 rounds to Terrorist site. This was the first game from Endpoint at the Clash of Nations. When we're coming down to the second one, though, right now here, they're up on the less favorable site by 12 rounds. Tell me what you want, but this must go according to plan for Endpoint. That hurts. Smooya taking a little bit of a too aggressive approach, and you're getting punished for that. Maybe that was the ego, maybe that was that kind of attitude and mentality of saying, you know, we got the round anyway. We got that game. Why should I just not aggress? And Smooya, what he loses therefore is his entire head. So ECs now needs to clean this up. Freeze players he hears stepping. There's number 1 coming. Gets at least Punisher taken out, and now he's trying for more. Reloads, retreats, and rotates as he makes his way back onto the A side. And Outlaws are reorganizing this, keeping just chips near to the position because they want to try to bait out Robin to do a mistake, or any of the players that he can rotate out, find the frag, but nope, not happening so far. It seems like 2 players now are going down dropper. There comes the first spell and gets sacked. That should have never happened. And oh, Robin, no chance for him, but it's ECs who cleans up another. The pistol seems to be on for him. Just needs to hit the shots right now. Oh, he comes actually with a body shot, but Spellin is there for revenge, so only Thomas can save the day for Endpoint. There it comes, Spellin. He finds Thomas in the end. It took a little, it might even took a while. And so it's going to be Outlaws at least getting a bye. Maybe it's a little bit of relief, right? Once more, yesterday we had a game between Movie Star Riders and KPI, where Movie Star Riders were up 12-6 on Overpass, and then lost. No, excuse me, they won in the second overtime because they lost 1 round after another and had to play it for the 15-15. KPI did an insane comeback. But it seems like all those close matches are only when 2 Spanish teams play against each other. Because we had a 16-14, the opening match yesterday morning was also in a pretty similar way. But now it's about Endpoint to just finish it off. Lose maybe this round as well, because, you know, it's just pistols upgraded. Then you go for eco, and then you go for the full buy. Just keep yourself concentrated on that. You know, tactically speaking, I would like to see an approach where a team that is up 12-3 to lose the pistol and then save 2 rounds continuously. just because you want to play it as safe as possible. That would be an interesting approach. I mean, we've seen yesterday already KPI doing a super great approach towards overpass. If you want, take a look at the demo and take a look at the last 5 rounds of the overpass map in regular playtime. How they sweep control was insane, but unfortunately this game delivers us only a Smooya, a Robin, and an EC's just going nuts with the frags. As they're trying, and every single CT stays alive, even in that situation. And with that, they're just actually having a quite good advantage. This is a very, very unusual sight. But Endpoint did not go for an aggression at all. And they just kept themselves stuck to the pistols they have with full armor. They could just reuse, pretty much a recycling. They just recycled that round we just had. Environmentally friendly Endpoint. Thank you very much for that. You know, not buying new guns, which, you know, your carbon footprint is just going up when you get new guns and new guns every round. Just keep them, stick to them for once in a while. Safe is the motto of Endpoint, as they're saving guns to help the environment. Initiative by Team Endpoint. Thank you very much, UKCS. Getting back to it though, they're once more not even trying. It's confusing to see players who should have done that last round not even trying, and take a look at that setup though. If they're getting down Bubble and Punisher, that might be working. They do. Now where's the kid? Thomas, go. It is just down to Thomas. Where is he? He defuses. And now it gets problematic. Now it gets tricky. He has 2 more seconds. He has 1 more second. And it does not work! Ships in the last second. He holds it off. This should have actually never got to the defuse. But in the end, it was a millisecond that was missing for Endpoint. And so much pressure onto Outlaws as they were all leaving the site. Only 2 players that did not evacuate from A. And then suddenly... Oh, wait. They're still retaking? Hold on. That gives Endpoint a good bunch of money, though. As we see Smooya, playing Glasscan, and the rest going for M4s entirely. Oh, that hurts. No, it does not. Well, it looked like it was spot on, but thank you, Wolverino. Doesn't matter, though. Smooya hits the first. You should hear the steps behind him. Not quite sure what Smooya does right here. It rotates back. Oh, that is an interesting approach. He wants to take the safe way around, and he does make it work. Just a little bit stuck. And now up the truck, maybe. And I'll take a different approach. Play towards the little A-side huts. Try to see that tiny little angle. But Outlaws are not into it anyway. Now the concentration of Outlaws needs to be there. Once more, this is not a game where they will be eliminated, but it will make their life easier if they're winning this. In Spellin and Ships, they're opening this up exactly in the way you would like it to be. There's an Optic Gaming tree. Nice. Ships gets Thomas first of all. Smooya has to run away with Zack. The bomb is getting planted. And so it's going to be the 7th. And it's Outlaws after a nearly lost round during a force. Not even a force, actually. A saved up force, basically speaking. But I would love, you know, I wish I could talk to the observer and tell him, please let me see the Optic Gaming tree again. Maybe that is some kind of reference to, you know, Spain and Mixwell and something like that. But what do I know? Smooya though. Hot for one after another, and they're all running in. Nikki, don't. Nikki, why? Nikki dead. Oh no. I mean, they're all losing their players. It's not big of a deal because when we take their economy, it works out more than fine. But on the long run, not 100% sure if the approach was necessary. If they would have just once coordinate themselves and say, okay, one comes from CT, one comes from A long, let's just circle them and push them around, then they would have a massive problem you know, defending themselves. But one after another, this just feels a little bit like the bots approaching you in some of the aim maps. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to say that Outlaws are bots, but you get the idea, right? You get what I'm saying. Smooya and Zach starting it off more likely with 2 entry frags. I think he needs to now start and hit something, because actually the majority of Endpoint is not up with any kind of good equipment. Only 2 decent rifles that are on the board for the counter-terrorists. Robin grabbed himself 1 Thomas as well, and now it's time. ECS tries his best, but puts Punisher only in the situation to be up for 35 HP. Planned happening anyway. That will be a little bit of a tough retake. Going the first smoke, now going for the Molotov Punisher. Holding off as many positions as possible, but that doesn't change a thing that there's a Bubble alive, and Bubble does not hit the shots into Thomas. That could have been once more a situation where he saved so much time. Maybe kill Thomas, go up on too long, and try to do as much as possible. But if you want to know what's defuse time, tiempo de desactivación. Now you know. If you ever play Spanish Counter-Strike or Spanish Face It, and you have to say, oh, you have no more time for defuse, say you have no more tiempo desactivación. If that makes sense. I mean, it makes actually a lot of sense, because desactivación, if you think about it, sounds like deactivation. Great, isn't it? I love English and languages in general, because they sometimes make sense. But getting back to it though, Endpoint. 3 rounds away from getting 2-0 directly into the semis. And it seems like this could be the lucky day of Outlaws, as no one is concentrating themselves onto the site. They logically find 1 player moving to the right direction. ECS, as EC's having no chance to do kind of work for his team. Bomb is getting planted. 2 low HP ex-Outlaws players, but they're throwing this away. Endpoint could have just easily sticked at least 1 player somewhere back on site, or doing a 2-2-3 setup, but the classic default is just 4-1. They did that, and they did not make it work. This is the crucial part. And one thing we can maybe say, EC's is just a young guy, actually, to be very accurate. He's just 17 years old, and maybe this is going to your nerves playing on LAN. Not too much, don't get me wrong. But still, in the end, it just makes you a little bit of a different person when you're going on LAN and when you're trying to play on LAN properly. And when we take a look right now at his statistics, actually. So far, he has played 4 matches on LAN in the past 3 months. 1.1 rating he each gained. Was the ESL UK Premiership, Jaffinity, where he played at Infuse, WESG Britain, and now ESL Clash of Nations. One of the bigger tournaments, not only UK, where he's participating in. Does it make a change, though, is the question. Endpoint in a good situation. Ships just taking out his bomb. Just openly standing on A long and considering to take out the bomb is probably one of the most unfortunate and maybe not one of the smartest moves. Now Nikki needs to clean up the mess his teammate made. Getting already 2, but down to 4 HP. Puts him in a horrible situation. The only thing he could try to do is to outplay your opponent right now. But Robin, he rotates over. Oh, and he sees him. That is the most unfortunate thing. Nikki runs back towards the connector. And interesting enough, Smooya is not calling it to Robin. Or maybe he does not give it to Robin. Information could come soon if you would like to hear what Robin is hearing. But he does not make out the information. So the plan is going to happen anyway. And now try to do a safe setup with 4 HP only. I'm not 100% sure what the plan of Nikki is, but he goes towards Dropper. He hears the steps. Oh no, Nikki. Has he been hurt? Nobody shoots too early. It's only Robin he puts in a tricky situation, and the fuse can happen as he did not plant it open for himself. Smooya finds him with the AK, 14-8, and that is just so unfortunately given away, as it was a nice try we have seen, but with 4 HP, try to keep his site safe. That is a difficult part. The try was really great. I mean, first of all, it is first of me surprising that they put actually Robin not in a position where he can hear at least a little bit more. I mean, Chicken Coop could have been in a position if he would have just taken a look at the time, because there was a lot of pressure going on. Peek out of Chicken Coop once, opponent dead, easy. But it all sounds, from a review point of view, all very easy. So, speaking of that, Robin is actually a very LAN experienced player. He probably knows what he's doing as frag-wise. He's up in a good position. He takes a lot of damage in that one. Gets found by ships, and now they're angry. Now they're hot, and now they're trying, but there's Zach with 2. And those 2 are important. But now Smooya needs to hit the right angle, as he's not keeping it open onto the site. Could have just tried to do so. There's one to the right. Not peeking, though. He would just take the AK. That could work. Spellin taken down. Now 2 players. One of them easy to find. Nate puts him down in a quite horrific situation. Thinking twice about doing so. He does not inflict any damage on the Punisher. There's time to run away, but wait, Smooya, you had an op. Oh no, he does not run away. No, he does. And now he just... That is a little bit of a weird move, because I'm not quite sure if he can survive and drop it right here. Moves out, sees to find Nikki. He does not, though. And now it's an AWP at least saved, as he dropped that for the AK. And 2 more rounds to win. Money on to Endpoint. It's not brilliant. It's far away from Grant as well, but... It's up now for Robin to do something about onto Dropper. Get some control of it because he can use the gun so well. He finds one and puts actually Bubble on just 19 HP. Spray through, works out fine. While with a grenade in your hand, you're getting caught off guard. So Zach gotta get something to do on the side. Does not make it work though, as Ships puts 7.62 into his brain. An Endpoint with a man advantage. They're throwing it suddenly away. And if you want to know what is caution in Spanish, aviso, it is. Now you know as well. We're learning Spanish on a daily basis here at ESL_sashed. If you want to learn more Spanish, or want to know what fire serpent means, which means serpiente de fuego, you can logically follow here on the channel, or maybe on Twitter, whatever you like. Doesn't matter though. Getting back to it. Nikki. Time to save. No aggression. Trying to find Thomas in any way, but nope. That is not happening. Endpoint. They will probably allow Outlaws to get just another round, up to the 11th, as they have nothing to buy up, really. Obviously, pistols is the only thing that come here as upgrade. Zach. He tries his best. Has the USPS in hand. But they will try to do some, B-stack, as we see it right now. Dropper is going to be the main position that is going to be played. Nikki's already down. Robin probably heard that. Tries to use his P250 as wisely as possible. Looks in the wrong direction, and suddenly the Doctor himself cleans what is found around Dropper. And when we now see, well, let's take it in consideration, right? Endpoint, they're buying up. They're pretty much down to 0 when it comes to their economy. Outlaws are saying, ha ha ha, we're taking down Endpoint right this second, 12-14. Endpoint are not on the best streak. I think they're having an okay losing streak regarding their money. But it will just make it all so much closer and give Outlaws actually a real big opportunity to come back into this. And with that being said, we also see Smooya once more, who's playing Glass Cannon. That Glass Cannon might be put in use so importantly, as he has done it in the past so far, and now needs to do it once more to keep his options so crispy clean. That there's something done, but Smooya, wrong positioning. Instead of just playing it somewhere more passively, he gets caught off guard behind the SWAT truck, and that plant is determined. Punisher just made it onto the side in a second, and there's even one lurking. Spellin keeps so much attention onto Endpoint. They're just double checking. Wait, is that side really clear? Did we just really make it here onto A? And Endpoint, with what they have, they're going for the safe. They're not even trying to retake, as the utility speaks fully against them. And they allow Outlaws to take the 12. It was looking a hell lot closer once in a while. And now Spelling could even try to get this, but no, Thomas just survives with 20 HP. Just a Mac 10 being lost. No biggie. There we see them trying. There comes one. Nicky finds another. This is actually disambling the entire save that seemed to work out. At least Robin finds a Nicky. But this is all we're getting at that point. Just yesterday, the UK guys played on LAN against alternate attacks in the ESEA Mountain Dew League. Lost 14-16 on Mirage. Very close one. Yesterday they won 16-11. On Cobblestone against the Panthers, and just to make sure, they got 10 rounds on CT, pretty much continuously, as Panthers was up 9-6. On the other hand, Endpoint, just to put that in consideration, I wish we could see the scoreboard, but you have to say, they were up 12-3. 12-3 against Outlaws. And for some reason, they are not able to take any more control once the sides have been switched. That kind of battle, that kind of fight of survival, or fight of advancing, more likely to say, from X Outlaws, is just wonderful to watch. And so we're making their way back onto this. Thomas, Smooya, ZZs have to be put in wisely, and it works. Smooya getting a double. Smooya actually getting with Zack. Excuse me, just 3 frags in total, and this is a round thrown away. X-Outlaws, they had all the guns, they had AKs, they had utility, and they're throwing this away to a bunch of CZs. Match point for Endpoint, and also kind of game point. When it comes down who will advance, you pretty much got forced here. And I was looking so unfortunate. Here comes the first off, Smooya. Beautiful shot onto Nicky. This is how you can start things off when you get the first 20 seconds. Smooya always does the same mistake. Always the over-aggression onto one position. And now Endpoint is caught onto 2 choke points where Ships easily utilizes one. Gets taken down though by Thomas. A Greek, a Swede, and 3 Brits walk into a bar. The one says, "Hey, want a 12 free? Nah, I'd rather have a 15-15. Joke of the week. Getting back to it though, Stack getting expelled already. And Punisher and Bubble now, they probably have this regarding the time. They have saved, and only Thomas might make it, but nope. Not the slightest bit of a chance. 13-15. Endpoint are a little bit struggling when it comes down to just their plays. The lineup with the young guns, pretty much here, Endpoint. Cease, 17 years old. Smooya, 18. Thomas, 19. The oldest one of them is actually Zach, with 23 years of age. Maybe it's a little bit of pressure coming down to some of them, but Smooya has such a big ego. It usually is something you shouldn't inflict him. I mean, when you take a little bit of look through his Twitter, he might be entertaining. I won't be lying, but that's different. The attitude. Maybe this is sometimes something that can get wrong. Anyway. There comes the first. Nikki. Oh no, this is not looking good for Endpoint, but there comes Thomas and Zach. They're cleaning it up. Back to the 3 versus 3 though. And Thomas with another, already getting a double. And he's already making it a triple, but then he is stuck and he gets for the 4th! Thomas! A way to clean and finish this off is not like this. You're stuck actually on getting up towards long and, you know, you just turn around. Oh, bye-bye. See you next one. So it is actually Endpoint making it possible and now up 2-0. Means we're seeing them in one of the semis.